back, everybody. Back at it again with the redfish tutorial now instead of a speckled trout. So if you watch the previous video, it's pretty much the same concept. You know, fillets down either side, and we'll just we'll get right into it. So the same thing to start off with. You're gonna want to descale both sides, or actually no, you don't. I apologize. You actually don't want to descale them because it makes it a lot easier to skin them whenever you go through that skinning process. So if anything, the only place you want to descale is just along that initial cut line where you're gonna take the fillet off first. So we'll just start on that. And redfish have super tough scales, as you can see clearly. They're not eager to come off. Hose them down, get all these scales out of here, and then we'll start the fillet. Redfish have extremely tough skeletons, especially in their ribs, right in here. So whenever you cut through, you're gonna need a pretty sharp knife, pretty, you know, sturdy knife. So cut down. You hear all that crunching? That's all the bones trying to cut through, and then you're gonna want to go down here, cut through that rib cage. The way that I like to do it as well is I'll actually cut down from their stomach down. So you'll make a little incision right in the stomach and then come down just a little more. It makes it easier whenever you're filleting it. Just a little bit. You don't need to go all the way down. Also, forgot to mention, easiest thing to get the fillet off of the back, you know, get a little bit of extra working room in there. There's a spot right along his dorsal fin line. You can see I already stuck the knife in there. Right here, and you'll just cut back towards his head, so that way you get a little bit more working room in there, you know, to get your knife in there and everything else, and you'll find it a little bit easier to work down the vertebrae as well, rather than just going down the body. So, just another helpful tip. So then you'll come down, start to cut through that rib cage. Come over that vertebra, same thing. I thought it was a vertebra. Vertebrae. Vertebra. Not a vertebra? No. So the same thing here as we did with the trout. You're going to want to cut down the spine until you feel the next vertebra. And then just come over the top of that one and go down to the next one. And so on and so forth until you get down to the end.
You mean vertebra.
Vertebrae. We're out on the bay for 8 hours and 50-mile-an-hour winds.
Half a day today.
So same thing, don't cut all the way through the tail, because you flip them right over here and use that extra flap of skin as a handle. Makes it easier. This guy, as you can obviously tell, is fresh caught because he's nice and bloody. Same thing. Just get under the skin, down right by the tail, and then walk it out. Just walk your knife right along his skin. And the reason why you want to leave the scales on is because it's a lot easier to not go through his skin, to not penetrate, because it's such a hard outer shell that it's almost like a little plate that kind of protects you from going through his skin on the fillet. There you go. One nice and bloody redfish fillet. Pretty good. Same thing for the other side. Take your nice and sturdy knife, just from the top of the head down to the pec fins, just enough to get into the spine, and then start working your way down the spine. That I didn't do on the other side prior is you actually want to cut off all this belly meat here because it's super tough and it's got all these bones in it, you can see. So you'll just cut right underneath all those bones so you can save as much meat as possible. Yeah, all that belly meat is all yuck, you don't want any of that. Take your thin knife, start down just at the tail, just underneath the skin, and just walk your way down. And there is your second fillet. Left a little bit of skin on top, no worries. Just adds to the protein. If you enjoyed the tutorial, leave a like. If you enjoy fishing content in general, go ahead and subscribe. Leave your comment down below how you fillet your fish. You know, any kind of other pointer that you have for me or anybody else down in the comment section, go ahead and leave that there. And don't forget to turn on those post notifications. Appreciate it. Bye.